Today, I have a special message for you, but I want to make it clear only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. This message is for the collective, but it's important that you focus on what feels right for your personal journey. Now, let's dive into today's message. The message I have today is deep, and I want you to take it to heart. Don't just listen to it passively. I want you to let it sink in and really reflect on how it applies to your life. This isn't just any message, it's one that has the power to awaken you to who you truly are. And this is important because a lot of us go through life not fully recognizing our own worth, our own power, and our true purpose. We get caught up in what others think of us or how they treat us and forget that none of that truly defines who we are. So today's message is this: you are special, you are important, and you have a light inside of you that the world needs. But here's the thing, it's not enough for me to just tell you that. You need to believe it for yourself. I could tell you over and over that you are powerful, that you are magical, but until you believe it in your heart, it won't make a difference. This message is for someone who needs to hear that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to change for anyone or try to fit into someone else's expectations. Whoever this message is meant for, know this: I'm speaking directly to you, and I want you to take this message seriously. Don't doubt yourself anymore. You've probably heard messages like this before, people telling you how special you are or how much potential you have, and maybe you've gotten tired of hearing it because it didn't feel true. But today I'm asking you to go within yourself and really think about this. Is there a part of you that's been doubting your own value? If so, it's time to let that doubt go. This world can be a tough place, and it might sometimes feel like you're not needed, like nobody cares or appreciates what you have to offer. But that couldn't be further from the truth. You are needed, very much so. Even if the people around you don't always show it. And even if you sometimes feel invisible, your presence in this world matters. And it's not just about whether other people see your worth, it's about you seeing it for yourself. One of the hardest lessons we can learn is that not everyone will welcome us with open arms. Not everyone will love us or accept us for who we are. And that's okay, it's part of life. What's important is that you don't let that discourage you or make you think less of yourself. You are unique, and not everyone is going to understand or appreciate that uniqueness. Don't try to force people to love you. Don't try to make people see your value if they're not ready to see it. Your job is to be yourself fully and unapologetically. Over time, the right people will recognize your worth. Who you are at your core is something that will stand the test of time. No one can take that away from you. It's easy to get caught up in what others think or feel, but remember, your value isn't based on anyone else's opinion. It's based on how you see yourself. And you should see yourself as someone who is worthy of love, respect, and kindness just as you are. You don't need to change who you are to fit in with others. Now, let's talk about something deeper. To the person this message is for, you have something special inside of you, something I like to call magic. This isn't the kind of magic that you can see with your eyes. It's a feeling and energy that radiates from you. It's the divine energy that you carry within yourself. It's the power of your soul, your spirit, your true essence. You have a powerful aura, and that aura is filled with love. And love, as we all know, is the highest frequency. When you learn to love yourself fully without conditions, you begin to radiate that love out into the world. And when you do that, love will come back to you naturally. But it all starts with you. You need to love yourself first. This means loving every part of who you are, the parts you like, and even the parts you may not be so proud of. Love your quirks, love your flaws, love your strengths and weaknesses. It's all part of what makes you who you are. Loving yourself doesn't mean you're ignoring the areas of your life that need healing. It means you're accepting yourself as a whole person, imperfections and all, and then working to heal the parts of you that need growth. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love. And when you know who you are, when you stand strong in that knowledge, no one can take your power away from you. They can take your money, your fame, or even your relationships, but they can't take your inner power. That power is yours, and it comes from the love you have for yourself. The truth is, this message might not resonate with everyone. But to the person who really needs to hear this, let me tell you, you are carrying a special light inside of you. Stop doubting yourself. It's time to stop thinking you're not good enough. I know that it's hard when the people around you don't see your worth. Maybe they've made you feel like you don't matter or that you're not important. But the reason they didn't see the magic in you is that you weren't fully seeing it in yourself. What you don't recognize in yourself, others won't recognize either. Don't get angry at those who treated you poorly. They were part of your journey. You crossed paths with them for a reason. Maybe you were meant to learn something from them, or maybe you were meant to teach them something. Either way, those encounters weren't random, they were part of your growth. The people you meet are there to help you on your path, even if it doesn't seem like it at the time. Here's something important to remember: you have the ability to transform others. You might not realize it, but after meeting you, people become better. That's your magic. You have a unique ability to bring light into other people's lives. That you don't need to change them directly. Just by being yourself, you inspire change in others. Your presence alone has a positive impact on the people you meet. Your job isn't to fix people or make them change. Your job is to be true to yourself. When you do that, people will naturally experience your energy, your light, and they'll be transformed by it. This is why it's so important to be authentic, to live in truth, and to love yourself fully. When you live in alignment with who you truly are, that's when you begin to make a real impact on the world around you. There are many people in the world who don't know who they really are. They're stuck trying to live up to society's expectations or trying to be what other people want them to be. But when you know who you are, when you've done the work to understand yourself on a deep level, you don't need to do any of that. You don't need to fit in or please others. You're free to be yourself, and that's the greatest gift you can give the world. One more thing: you have the power to attract both light and dark energies. Because of the light you carry inside, you may find that you also attract people who are struggling with darkness, people who are lost or stuck in negative patterns. But your job isn't to become like them. Your job is to stay true to your light. Don't let their darkness pull you down. Instead, let your light shine even brighter. You are here to make a difference in the world just by being who you are. Your light is needed, and the more you embrace it, the more you'll help others find their own light. So don't doubt yourself anymore. Trust that you are exactly who you're meant to be, and that your presence in this world is making a difference, even if you don't always see it. In the end, it's not about changing others, it's about becoming the fullest version of yourself. When you do that, you'll naturally inspire others to do the same. Keep shining, keep loving, and keep being true to who you are. The world needs your light sometimes. People don't see themselves in you. They feel uncomfortable or distant, and they pull away. This isn't because you're doing something wrong, it's because you're different, and they aren't ready to accept or understand that difference. When they pull away, it can be frustrating, but this is also how change happens for them and for you. You transform them just by being yourself, and they change without even realizing it. That's why it's important for you to always live with love, truth, and authenticity. Love, truth, and authenticity are the things you should focus on every single day. These three values should guide everything you do, no matter what other people say or do. Even when people try to change you or make you feel like you're not good enough, don't let them change who you are. Don't conform to what they want, because when you do, you give away your power. Staying true to yourself is what keeps you strong. If you often feel like you attract broken or unhealed people, and you start thinking that maybe you're the problem, it's not your fault. You might be trying too hard to change people from the outside. The truth is, you can't change anyone by focusing on their external actions. Real change comes from within. People have to work on themselves from the inside first, and until they do that, no amount of outside influence can truly help them. Sometimes you might want to make someone a better person, but if you haven't worked on yourself first, it's impossible. How can you change someone when you're still struggling with your own issues? Before you try to fix someone else, you have to look inside yourself and make sure you've done the work to heal and grow. It's also important to remember that you can't love lies more than the truth or embrace fakery over authenticity. If you do that, you're only creating distance between yourself and your true self, your higher self, or the divine. When you live in a way that's disconnected from love, truth, and authenticity, you build a wall between you and the greater good, whether you call it the divine, the universe, or God. This is the real hell people talk about. Hell isn't a place where you go after you die. It's a state of being that happens when you disconnect from who you really are. It's a kind of inner struggle, a feeling of being lost or out of touch with your higher self. There are people walking around right now who are living in this hell. They look fine on the outside, but on the inside they're struggling because they're not living in alignment with their true self. They aren't connected to love, truth, or authenticity. This is why it's so important to focus on the inner work first. If you don't change what's inside, nothing on the outside will change. You can't help someone else change if their inner self is still broken or unhealed. And no matter how much you want to, you can't make someone a better person if they haven't done the inner work to heal themselves. The truth is, you have a very special gift that not everyone has. You have the ability to leave a lasting impact on people. Even in small ways, people remember you. Maybe it's the way you smile or the way you show kindness. It might seem like a small thing to you, but it leaves a big impression on others. You have a kind of magic that not everyone has. It's something rare and valuable. But sometimes you might not realize how special this gift is. And because of that, you might hurt the very people who are meant to help you. When you haven't accepted your true self, it's hard to see the value in others. If you're unhappy inside, it's difficult to fully appreciate the people around you, and you might end up pushing them away or hurting them. This is why self-awareness and self-love are so important. You have to accept yourself before you can truly connect with others. The magic you have isn't something flashy or obvious. It's not about doing big, grand things or having a magic wand. Your magic is spiritual. It comes from a deep place within you. It's about the energy you bring to the world, the love you show, and the kindness you give. When people leave your life, they often find that they've become better versions of themselves, and they may not even realize that you were the reason for that change. Meeting someone like you is a privilege for most people. I'm not saying this to make you feel prideful, but it's true. You have a heart of gold. You love people deeply and genuinely, and that's a rare quality. But do you know how special you are? Do you realize the impact you have on others? Sometimes you might feel like you give so much love, but you don't get it back. You might trust people easily only to be betrayed by them. You take on other people's problems and make them your own. But when you need help, no one seems to be there for you. You might go out of your way to make others happy, but feel like no one is trying to make you happy in return. It's easy to start feeling like you're not good enough or that you don't deserve love, especially when you've been hurt so many times. But here's what I want you to know: you are a warrior. You are a survivor. You are incredibly strong, and you have overcome so much. You are powerful, and you have a kind of magic that is rare and extraordinary. Don't second guess yourself or let other people make you feel like you're not good enough. You are more than enough. You are amazing, and you need to start seeing yourself the way the divine sees you. You are made in the image of love, truth, and goodness, and that is your magic. You have the power to bring love and kindness into the world, and that is a gift. So from now on, I want you to walk with confidence. Walk with love, truth, and authenticity, because that's who you are. Don't let other people's opinions or judgments make you doubt yourself. Their opinions don't define you. What matters is how you see yourself. Start changing the way you think about yourself. Stop thinking, I'm not good enough, and start telling yourself, I am worthy every day. Remind yourself that you are special and that you deserve good things. Make it a habit to tell yourself, I am too good to be true. Let this be your daily mantra. Every time you feel doubt or insecurity creeping in, remind yourself of how amazing you are. You deserve all the good things in life because you've been planting seeds of love, truth, and authenticity everywhere you go. Even when people treat you badly, you've continued to give love. Even when others are fake, you stay true to yourself. Even when people lie, you've chosen to live in truth. These are the greatest gifts you can give to the world, and they will come back to you in time. It's important to understand that the love and kindness you give to others isn't wasted. You may not see the results right away, but the seeds you've planted will grow. People will remember you for the love and truth you shared with them, even if they don't show it right now. In the end, your power comes from staying true to who you are. Keep walking in love, keep speaking the truth, and keep being authentic. The world needs more people like you, and even though it might feel lonely at times, you are making a difference. So keep going. You are stronger than you think, and your magic is greater than you realize. You are a gift to the world, and the world needs the love, truth, and authenticity that only you can bring. Never forget that. I'm speaking to someone who always shows up for others, even when life is hard for you. You're the kind of person who puts your own issues aside to help those around you. This is a special trait, and not everyone has it. You carry the weight of other people's struggles, and you do it with grace, even when you're dealing with your own problems. It's almost like you feel their pain as your own, and you do whatever you can to ease their burden. This ability to empathize with others, to help them even when you're suffering yourself, is a gift. You may wonder why you are the one who always has to carry these burdens. The answer is that the divine knows you're strong enough to handle it. You've been chosen for this role because you can endure it. There's a saying, God gives the toughest battles to the strongest warriors. This means that those who face the hardest challenges are often the ones who are capable of handling them. Even before you were born, the divine knew you, knew your strengths, and knew what you were meant to do in this world. You were built to be strong, to take on challenges, and to come out on the other side even stronger. Your strength isn't just physical, it's spiritual too. You have a deep spiritual strength that guides you through tough times. This is why you can face so many difficulties and still keep going. You have a resilience that others admire but may not fully understand. You've been shaped by your experiences, and these experiences have made you even stronger. For those of you who feel like this message speaks to you, there's something important to remember when you pray. Ask the divine for strength. This isn't just about asking for physical strength, but also for spiritual strength. Spiritual strength is what you need to keep moving forward, because what you're doing in life isn't just about physical tasks, it's about spiritual work too. Your spirit is what drives you. Your body is just like clothing for your spirit, something temporary, but your spirit is who you really are. That's why you shouldn't get too comfortable with the physical side of life. Remember that your spirit is what matters most. You've been put here to help others, to be a healer for those who are hurting, But it's important to remember that while you are helping others, you shouldn't take on their pain or become like those who have hurt you. There's a danger in absorbing too much of other people's negativity. Instead, your role is to transform that negativity into something positive. That's your purpose, to be a light in the darkness, to bring healing to others without letting their pain bring you down. No matter what you go through, you always seem to come out stronger. Other people might face the same challenges and struggle, but you have a way of enduring things that leaves you not just unharmed but better than before. Sometimes it may feel like you don't even know how you make it through, but you do. This is part of your gift. You have a resilience that helps you survive and thrive through anything life throws at you. For someone specific reading this, you are the person in your family who is breaking the cycle of negative patterns. Every family has its struggles, and sometimes these struggles are passed down through generations. It could be anything like addiction, unhealthy relationships, or other patterns of behavior that harm the family, but you're different. You see the problem, and you're the one who decides to stop it. You recognize the pattern that others might ignore or accept, and because you see it, you can work to change it. This makes you a solution provider, the one who will change the future for your family. Being the one to break these negative cycles is not an easy task. It's a big responsibility, and it's something that can feel overwhelming at times. But it's also a powerful calling. You're doing something that will not only change your life, but the lives of future generations. This isn't something to take lightly. It's a deep and important role, and it's one that only someone with your strength and insight can fulfill. You have to be willing to take on this responsibility and understand that you're making a difference, even when it feels hard. You're someone who dares to do things differently. In your family, your community, and even in the world, you're the one who is willing to stand up and say, "This isn't right," and then work to make things better. This takes courage, and not everyone has that kind of courage. This is part of what makes you unique. Because you have this strength and this ability to challenge what's wrong, you may find that you attract people who are struggling or who carry a lot of negativity. Sometimes it feels like people with deep issues are drawn to you, and this can be overwhelming. But there's a reason for this. You have the power to help these people. You are meant to be a healer, to bring light into dark places. You might be sent to families or communities that are dealing with long-standing issues or curses because you have the ability to break those negative patterns. You might find yourself surrounded by people who are broken or dealing with jealousy, envy, or other negative emotions. But this is part of your mission. You're here to transform those situations, to help people heal and grow. This is your light, your gift. You are a light in the world, and you're meant to shine that light for others. You're not here to be changed by the world or to follow what others are doing. Instead, you're here to be different, to show a better way. There's a saying, be in the world, but not of the world. This means that while you live in this world, you shouldn't let it change who you are. You have a special purpose, and you're set apart for that purpose. Your role is to bring positive change, not to let the world's negativity bring you down. The light you carry is not just for you, it's for the world. You're here to be the change you want to see in the world. If you want the world to be better, to be free of negative influences, you have to start by changing yourself. When you work on improving yourself, you start to inspire others to do the same. Over time, that's how real change happens. The world becomes a better place because you start by being the change yourself. I'm speaking to someone with a pure heart. You are someone who is different, someone who people remember. When people leave your life, they often realize later that they can't find anyone else like you. You have a unique energy, and others recognize that even if they don't understand it at first. This uniqueness is part of your gift. You are special, and you are loved deeply. The divine loves you, your ancestors love you, and I want you to know that I love you too. Everyone who truly sees you is proud of who you are. You've been through a lot, and the divine sees that you've faced many challenges, and yet you continue to show love and kindness. Now is your time of celebration. You've entered a new season in your life, one where you will experience joy and success. Everything you've gone through has brought you to this moment, and now is the time to enjoy the fruits of your hard work and perseverance. I hope this message brings you peace and clarity. You are loved, you are strong, and you are exactly where you're meant to be. Continue to walk in your purpose and know that the divine is with you every step of the way. Stay blessed and keep shining your light.